Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jimbo. Today we're talking about this. This is Meguiar'S new Pro Hybrid Ceramic Sealant, also known as M27, and I have my phone because I have some talking points that I wanted to make sure I get across. So this is, according to Meguiar'S, their most durable professional sealant ever. And that's why I wanted to pick it up to actually test those claims to see. So right now, at least at the time of this recording, this is the only way to buy it, which is a gallon form. And this gallon will set you back about $90, up to $100, kind of depending on where you get it. I paid $90 for this gallon, but on top of that, since it's only in a gallon format, then you have to pick up a separate bottle, even though it has a flip cap that you can technically pour out of the gallon. But then you need to pick up a little flip cap, 16-ounce bottle to pour it in. As you can see, it's this nice purple color and smells very, very good. So the key points that I wanted to talk about, sorry, did I go way out of frame there, is that it can be used in direct sunlight. It can also be used by hand and by machine, and that's what we're going to show in this video. This is going to be more of a first look video. So I prepped the door panel with M100, and which leads me to another talking point, is a requirement based upon the back label. A requirement to use this product properly is that you have to do at least a one-step correction or a one-step polish on the car. According to the back of the label, that's what it says, which to some people may be a deterrent in and of itself. This is not a, just use it on any car. They want you to do some level of paint correction. So I used M110 on the door panel and corrected the whole thing before I applied it. Of course, wiped it twice with an IPA wipe down, and then applied it. It has self-leveling technology. I actually call it I call it disappearing technology instead of self-leveling. I'll explain a lot more of that later. One important thing that I also want to note, not only do you have to do some sort of correction, but again, according to the back of the label, it says a film or slight haze may happen even a while later. So we see this with some things like Kona 845, where this weird haze kind of comes up like a day or two later. I actually didn't have that experience, but it says that it can happen. So something to be vigilant of. There is also a big emphasis on that it can be used for PPF or paint protection film. Talks about it a lot, that it's safe on PPF. I kind of think this may be leading to something else in the future. Fully cured after 24 hours, but after you apply it, you have to wait 2 to 5 minutes before you wipe off the residue, and is not safe on matte finishes as it may cause an unwanted shine. Lot to talk about. So in this video, I'm going to apply it, show you how to apply it both by hand and by machine, tell you which is my favorite way to apply it, and then kind of look at the water beading behavior and see how it looks like. So I know that was a long intro, a lot to unpack, but let's get into it now. All right, so one of the bummers right now, at least, is it only comes in a gallon format, so you got to get a separate bottle. So I made sure to get a separate Meguiar'S bottle because I don't want the plastic to interfere with the liquid. It's never going to happen, but I don't know. Someone on YouTube might think that. Also, I have an Americana Global finishing pad on the Meguiar'S G9. You're not doing any correcting with this. You're just applying it. That's probably way too much. So again, this is going to be the DA application. So I'm going to be on speed like 3, because really you're just applying it. You're not correcting the paint or doing anything crazy with it. You're just trying to get it onto the panel. And this is actually my favorite way to apply it, just because it's labor saving. So smells really nice. I think by there we got it on to the whole surface. So now it says to wait 2 to 5 minutes before wiping off. So I'll make sure to give it 2 to 5 minutes before I wipe it off. All right, so you can still see the hazing a little bit. It's been about 5 minutes, I'd say, roughly there. So let's wipe it off. similar to the ceramic liquid wax on the consumer version. It has a little bit of, they call it self-leveling, I call it disappearing technology. So it does get, especially inside, outside, and it could be used in direct sun, but inside it gets a little hard to see where you applied it because it does disappear. So, all right, that's it for the DA application. Really can't get any easier than that. Really easy on, easy off. Really, really impressive on that front. So let's switch over and do the hand applied now. Right, so I prefer to use a microfiber applicator. Not sure what an whatever I was trying to say was. So a few dots on an applicator. Wait, do I do circular motions or, crap, I don't know. I'll just do circular. So notice how it looks, how thick it looks on the panel currently after I apply it, and then watch after we let it sit for 5 minutes how much less you can actually see. And that's where I call this, where it has that disappearing technology, is it actually gets hard to see where you actually applied it. But the good part about that is that it, because it is self-leveling in their terms, makes the wipe off really easily. So I call it disappearing technology. They call it self-leveling. Call it whatever you want to call it. I think it's kind of a cool feature, but yeah, and really may or may not have any bearing to anything other than just saving you a little bit of time on wipe off, which I think is cool. So we'll give that 2 to 5 minutes and we'll come back and remove what's left. All right, as you can see, it's significant, or maybe not see, depending on the camera, I guess we'll see later, right? It has self-leveled, if you will, significantly. So that will make the wipe off much smoother and easier. And in fact, the hand applied side, it's a little more difficult to wipe it off than the DA side. So I would recommend, if you have access to a machine, one, you could probably do the whole car in 5 minutes. So essentially you could do the whole car and then come back and start wiping it off versus doing it by hand. And it's going to be a lot more of a labor savings to do that and a lot easier. So if I'm picking one way to apply it, I'm definitely going with the DA. Let's let it cure for 24 hours. I think it said full cure after 24 hours. So we'll do that, and then we'll hit it with some water and see how it goes, see how the water beading is. And then in a future video, we're going to do a torture test with it. So let's get into the water test in 24 hours. All right, so on the right side is the machine applied, or the DA applied, and then on the left side is the hand applied. And really what I want to show or just look at, is there any difference in water behavior? Got the blower out, so we're going to blow it off too. So this is just a first look, see how the water beading and sheeting behavior is, and is there any difference on either side. So on the right side, the machine, on the left side, by hand. It doesn't really look to me like there's any really any difference there, at least with the water. You can see really, really nice, tight water beading. And granted, I know there's a dent on the left side of the panel. I know. That's why we're not doing a torture test. We're just doing a first look. So let's get the blower out, do the machine side first. Wow, look at that. Gets off crazy fast. Same with the hand applied side, crazy fast. Cannot wait to put this through a torture test. So all is good, all is well with that. The water beads really quickly, or the water beads really good and gets off the panel really quickly. So I'm excited to put this through a torture test in a future video for sure. All right, so what did you think about the M27? Is it worth it? Because you have to do the paint correction and kind of have more prep involved. The water beading behavior was really good, that we've seen with a lot of other stuff. And make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can see future torture test videos. And one thing I just want to tease out a little bit here is we're going to be putting it against the Meguiar'S hybrid liquid or hybrid ceramic liquid wax. I want to see, is there a difference? Is the purple stuff really their most durable sealant ever, which when I say that, it reminds me of the Meguiar'S Ultimate Fast Finish, which has been discontinued, which may be another video. Is this really the most durable sealant ever, or is the liquid? Fast Finish was really, really easy to apply. So all those videos, a ton of videos with this new M27 stuff coming out. I'd love to hear what videos would you like to see with M27 in it. I'd love to put those into consideration, put those into the queue. So lots and lots and lots of good stuff coming up. Make sure you hit that big red subscribe button so you get first alerted of all those cool videos coming up here in the near future. Thanks for checking out this video. See you on the next one.